Kia ora, Lara here, and I'm coming a bit late with one of the 14 days of Christmas projects, and today I'm going to be making up another of the cards in my Christmas card buffet. And this card I've really aptly titled Merry Christmas, mainly because there's a bold Merry Christmas that I'm going to be sticking onto it. So I'm using the pieces here that are cut are using pattern 15 from the Make It From Your Heart book. So there's a series of books you can get from Close to My Heart that have patterns with measured pieces, and so the cutting was all sort of organised ahead of time. I knew what I was doing when I was putting this particular kit together, because I just used the design that was in this little book, so that has heaps and heaps of card designs as well. So I am just sticking down the papers that are pre-cut according to that pattern design, and the stamp set that I'm going to be using, stamp and thin cuts actually, is called Jingle Joy Scrapbooking. It is, I believe, an older set. I'm not sure if it's still available in the online only shop, but it's quite a cool one in that it's got a couple of really good sayings that have got thin cuts for them, as well as sort of trees, some stars, and some different baubles. There is also some other words and different features in the stamp set, but I'm just using a couple of them for this card today. So what you see there on the card on the left is what is pretty much in the card pattern, and then it's just add stamps, I guess. So you can see the stamp set here that I'm just pulling the stamps out, because in the kits I cut, I put through the thin cuts already for all of the pieces, so that most people didn't have to do any use of the die cutting machine. So I'm now going to use the black ink. Now I use my intense black, and after stamping this one, I went on and did quite a few more, so I'm just using the leftovers from my kit to send some cards and things to people. I use this ink and I need to re-ink it. So the beauty of the intense black is that I can re-ink it, so it's got a bolder black to it, and so I'll be working on that later. But I did go and use the archival black for some of these, because I wasn't colouring in or doing any paintwork or watercolour stuff. I didn't need to worry so much about the ink bleeding, so the archival seems to often have a blacker image when I use it. Might be just my technique. So I'm just using some little mini foam dots here to lift this up. It takes me a while to peel all of these off before I stick the sentiment down at the top, sort of over that blue band that I popped onto the card. So you'll see that when I finish taking them all off. I really liked the colours in this card. It uses a combination of some papers in the annual as well as freshly baked with a bit of yellow. I quite like using the yellows and blues, soft colours and pinks for Christmas, a little bit more New Zealand where we're in summer rather than winter. So I think that's part of why I quite like these colour tones and colourways with it. So I'm using the flamingo ink for this bigger bauble here, and then I am pulling out the glacier for one of the other little baubles, and then I'm going to use Seabrook for the little bell. There we have the little embellishments. So I'm going to pop these up. Pop this one, just keeping it flat, and then I'm going to lift the other two up. They're the perfect size for the slightly bigger foam dots, up from the bottom a little bit, so that they just have that little bit more texture, or a little bit of variation through the heights of them. And next up, just adding a couple of the pearl dots and a few different spots, sort of carrying on with that down the line page. And there we go, one Merry Christmas card ready to send. Thanks for watching.